Edward Stevenson's HeimlessWealth.net, and the following is basic technical analysis on ADVENTRX Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, traded under the symbol ANX. Following Monday's trading session, shares of ADVENTRX Pharmaceuticals Incorporated rallied 34.33% to end the session at 45 cents per share. That takes me to my first note, and that would be resistance at the 45 3/10 cent mark, reference in the top left hand corner. The 45 3/10 cent mark is actually the top Bollinger Band, which represents resistance given the fact that the price did not close above the 45 3/10 cent mark. Now what I've drawn in here prior to beginning this chart altogether is this key breakout level at the 20 cents per share mark. What happened here was that as soon as the price broke above the 10-day simple moving average, that would be this trending blue line right here, the price rallied, tested this 20 cent mark, broke past it, retraced, tested this now supporting trend line, and rallied quite substantially afterwards. So in essence, we have a supporting level at the 10-day simple moving average, which is currently at 34 7/10 of a cent. So we'll indicate that with a horizontal line for the time being, although this moving average trends with the price. So for the time being, we'll just indicate that with this trend line. And we're also looking at support at the low on Monday's trading session, which would be the 36 cents per share mark right here. Let me just adjust that. Right about here. So that gives you a rough idea of what's going on in terms of support, as well as parabolic SAR, which fell following Monday's trading session. You can see the price broke past it and now it's trending underneath the candles, which is generally a bullish sign. More importantly, all of this occurred on above average volume, so that's exactly what you'd like to see happen in the market. And lastly, we're looking at a key breakout level at the 50 cents per share mark. The reason this is such a key level is not only the fact that this is the 52-week high in this market, but that this is the highest the price has traded at since, I believe, early 2008, late 2007. So what I'd like to do here is flip over to the weekly chart and give you a longer term perspective on events going forward. Here we are with the weekly chart, which means every bar and or candle in this chart represents 1 week worth of price action, with the exception of this bar right here, which currently sums up the price action following Monday's trading session. So what I'd like to do here is draw in that very same 20 cents per share breakout level that I talked about in the daily chart. I believe that's right here. So what I talked about was the price breaking above this, pulling back, testing this now supporting level, and that was a breakout level as I mentioned. Tested it, the supporting level held well, and the price rallied. We're looking at resistance at the 50 cents per share mark, so we'll indicate that with a red line right here, as well as slight resistance at the 45 3/10 cent mark, which is the top Bollinger Band on the daily chart. So we'll use a dash line to represent that, something like this. But before I go beyond the 50 cent mark that I mentioned is so key, and again let me just circle that so you keep that in mind, 50 cents very key in terms of resistance. The price actually broke past another key level, and that was the 36 cents per share mark, which would have served resistance dating back to this low right here where it was supporting the price. This became resistance ever since the price broke below it over here, and it was not until Monday's trading session where the price gapped up, therefore breaking past the 36 cents per share mark, pulling back and testing this supporting level, that this was confirmed to be a significant supporting level at 36 cents per share. So remember back to the daily chart, I mentioned that 36 cents per share is a key level to focus on in terms of support, just as the 50 cent level is important in terms of resistance. But let's extend beyond the 50 cent level for a minute and talk about other key breakout levels that whoever you might be, any party interested in the price action concerning ADVENTRX Pharmaceuticals should be taking note of. The first level would be this one right here, so the high on, actually maybe this is more accurate right here. Yeah, I believe the high on this trading session right here, I'm not quite certain what that is. Let's say it's the 70-cent mark for the time being. If we get anywhere in and around that mark, I'll definitely update this chart, but for the time being, keep 70 cents per share so in mind when you're looking at the price action potentially appreciating in the market, followed by which we have the 84-cent mark, which would be the high right here. And this is the highest price this market has seen since a gap down from a level well above $2 per share. So there's quite a gap to potentially be filled in the event the market does appreciate in price. We are not looking at any resistance beyond the 84-cent mark, aside from the 200-week simple moving average right here, after which it's more or less what a lot of enthusiasts like to call blue skies, until resistance at that, I believe it's 220 or so per share. But as the price edges towards that mark, if it does so indeed, I'll definitely provide an update and we'll see how the chart shapes up from there. So that basically wraps up this edition of Technical Analysis on ADVENTRX Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. Once again, this was Edward Stevenson from TimelessWealth.net. I encourage everyone to give my site a visit, tune into some of the materials I've recently added at TimelessWealth.net, including all sorts of publications and educational pieces. I'd also encourage you to subscribe to my free newsletter for overlooked trading and undervalued investment ideas. Thank you for listening.